I chose to teach, I didn't want to, have an accident up here, so it's good. Thank you, Liz. Chose to take a break so that I could choose to. All right. So we'll finish up our last hour here with continuing to work toward the the environment. Tomorrow is going to be about skills. So in the morning we're going to have Lynette Tyson from FCC come out, and she's going to do a 3-hour process on emotional intelligence. So really upping our skills because it's so important when we're dealing with clients and all the chaos that they have going on in their lives and moving and all the stuff that goes on, that we're kind of the center. That I wrote that chapter, the center in the eye of the hurricane, because we have to be that center person. And we're not emotionally intelligent, and we're flying off the handle, and we're getting upset and raging and yelling at people and all of that stuff. It does no good at all. You're just making the situation worse. So she's fantastic. I know many of you have seen her before at our retreats, and she does a great job. So morning will be emotional intelligence. And then the afternoon, we will be breaking out into sessions, breaking out into groups, masterminding with each other. Because you all have huge talents in this room. You have, you're all your own unique personalities, and you have your strengths, and you're going to bring a lot to the table. So I sent you all the list, so hopefully you thought about some of those things that we're going to discuss, and you probably will have new things to add after our few days here together. So we'll be splitting up into groups, strategizing and sharing specific different topics that we handed out to you all. And everybody will get mixed and matched all different ways. So this should be a fun, entertaining afternoon. And again, go away with some skills. And at the end of it, have some action steps. Because what's the last part of the word attraction? Action. Ooh, that's good. So we can sit here and write our goals. We can say, I choose to do things. We can have we're going to get ready to do affirmations. We can have our intentions set. We can have a clear vision. We can expect it to come. All of those things. But if you're just sitting on your couch every day doing those activities, it is not going to happen. You do have to put it into action you have to put things in action to attract it back. So at the end of the day tomorrow, we'll do a little bit of this today, but at the end of the day tomorrow, you're definitely going to leave with some action steps. Not too many, because we find if you have too many, none of them get done. So, you do 5. When you get those 5 done, you do another 5. So that's the way you want to take action steps. So many people have a list of, your 101 goals, but you have a list of 101 things to do, nothing gets done. So, action. Take action. So the quickest way to manifest what you want in your life is to visualize and affirm with affirmations. So part of the action we're going to take this afternoon is learning how to write an affirmation correctly, and taking some of those goals, some of those things off of our list, and writing affirmations for them. So, when we go back to the science and the law of attraction, this has been supported. Neurologists know that visualization creates a better future. Scientists working at the Wellcome Trust Center for Neuroimaging at the Institute of Neurology in London have discovered that people who visualize a better future are more likely to be able to bring that future into existence. So scientific study. This, of course, is just what the law of attraction tells us. The daily, vivid mental images of a better life help to draw that life towards us. In the publication documenting their findings, the neurologist wrote, "The ability to construct a hypothetical scenario in one's imagination prior to it actually occurring may afford greater accuracy in predicting its eventual outcome." So they found that, neurologists working with people have found, when you can visualize it and you have the image, it's more likely to happen. Psychologists support the use of affirmations, which is what we're going to do this afternoon. Affirmations is another key tool in your law of attraction arsenal, also well supported in psychological literature. For example, one researcher at the University of Exeter has published on constructive, repetitive thought, finding that people who consistently tell themselves that they can meet a goal are more likely to secure a positive outcome. Affirmations are proven to help with recovery from trauma, improve anticipatory planning, treatment for depression, and boost physical health. So when you're thinking forward, not backward, we're visualizing positive things forward, not backward. So what's happening in our past, it's just overall more healthy for everyone, and you're more likely to attract that into your life. And we talked about the mirror neurons too, that we see other people experiencing certain things, and we feel that, that energy. So the important thing is not to be stuck in that energy. And affirmations help you get out of that. So when you're feeling down, when you're feeling bad, you're feeling depressed, or you're having anxiety about something, or something didn't go your way, you pull out your affirmations, and you help you feel better, right? Pull out your 101 goal list, it'll help you feel better. So any of these tools that we have to help change our energy is what we need to rely on regularly to pop us out when we're all going to have a bad day, or have something that didn't go quite our way, so we want to affirm it. What could I learn from that? What could I have done differently? So I want to just do a little exercise with you guys. Stand up for a minute. I want everybody to kind of plant your feet real solidly. And then take your right hand and hold it up. What we're going to do, there may be some people, I'm going to demonstrate. You're going to turn your body as far as you can possibly go, and then find the spot on the wall where your body can go. Just kind of make a line. If you're going to hit somebody in the head or anything, go over their head. Don't smack someone. So once you see kind of how far you went, so can you find a spot on the wall as to how far you went? Okay? Now look at that. You got it? Okay, now come back. Now I want everybody to close your eyes. And I want you to visualize yourself being able to go further by another 5 inches. You stretched as far as you could. I want you to visualize that right now and see what that would look like. Where would your arm go if you were able to go another 5 inches further? What would you see around you? What would it look like on the wall? How would it feel to your body? What would that feel like? Now open your eyes. Put your hand out again. Stretch around as far as you could possibly go. Because what happens is when we visualize things, our brain is a huge supercomputer. And it's our subconscious brain. The part of our brain, you guys can sit down if you want. The part of our brain that does all our mental talking and mental thinking is the part that, is this much of the iceberg. It's just the tip of the iceberg. It's our subconscious brain that we have to reprogram and tell it to do different things. And it's a huge supercomputer, and it will follow whatever you put into the computer. You program it, and it does amazing things. I mean, the amount of information that your subconscious brain takes in every day is huge. And so, it tells your heart to beat. It tells your your feet to walk. All of those things that are happening, your subconscious brain takes care of, but your subconscious brain also has all that little negative stuff, your past that we just talked about that you don't have show up, all of the things that, they actually, in one of the studies, I thought this was really interesting, One of the studies they showed, genetics show that limiting beliefs are actually inherited. So I'm going to read this study to you. You shouldn't feel guilty for your limiting beliefs, but rather work to identify and change them. The cutting-edge genetic research is showing that you shouldn't be blamed for the negative beliefs that can stop you from manifesting effectively. So many times, we all put ourselves down. We have these negative beliefs. Specifically, scientists in Atlanta have found that when mice associated the scent of a cherry blossom with an electric shock, they became so sensitive to that scent that they actually passed that fear to their offspring. So the offspring never felt the electrical shock, but they are scared when they smell cherry blossoms. So our subconscious mind has so much stuff in it that, I know when I smell roses, I think of my great-grandmother, because she always had this rose perfume. And so, those are the things, good or bad, that our subconscious mind is doing all the time for us. So, while you may have beliefs that are holding you back, you aren't solely responsible for them. But you do have 100% responsibility to work on changing them, right? It's about becoming conscious of that wow, I'm feeling that feeling, where's that coming from? Is that a limiting belief that I had from, heck, it could have been from your grandmother that got passed down. So what's happening there? So it's about what can you do to change the feeling. So you're feeling weird, you're feeling bad about certain things. Well, these are the tools that can help you to change those limiting beliefs. And affirmations are huge. Scientific study is showing that. So we're going to work on some affirmations. And you just saw how visualization works, right? You made a change, you just visualized something that simple. Okay. So, what I want you all to do is on your 101 goal list, I want you to pick 5 things, and we're going to write some affirmations for them. We're going to just put a star next to 5 things. Does everybody have 5 things on their list? So the affirmations that we're going to write today are going to be kind of fun things because they're on your goal list. But it's also really important to start to write affirmations about the things that you feel negatively about. So when you did your 9 environments, if you had some of the things that aren't working, so say maybe one of the things that isn't working in your life is you feel like you want to exercise more. So you want to write an affirmation about that. So many times we want to put it in a negative tone, or as Ruth said, it felt yucky. I have to exercise every day, and you're trying to make yourself do it with willpower, and willpower just doesn't work. We know that. People try to stop smoking with just willpower. People try to lose weight with just willpower. People try to, so earn more money, get more clients, do your calls, minutes, and Popeyes with just willpower. Well, scientific studies show also that you not only need to affirm it, not just with willpower, because you get a negative thinking about that, you're going to affirm it, but you have to continue to affirm it for at least 30 days. Any habit that changes 30. To change a habit, to get it integral into your life, to reprogram your brain, it takes 30 days. They did a scientific study, or actually not a scientific study, they actually found that astronauts, when they go up into space and they don't have gravity anymore, and they're upside down, they have to work upside down, they see everything upside down. But after 30 days, your brain will reprogram itself, and even when you're upside down, you'll see right side up. So they know. So so many things that happen after 30 days, now it becomes part of your life. So once we write down these affirmations, and I want everybody to remember to affirm not only the fun stuff that we have on our list, but any of the negative stuff that we have going on in our lives. So, I'm so happy and grateful that I am healthy enough to exercise every day. So, you're now putting it in a different energy. You're putting it out there as an affirmation that you're happy and grateful now that you have the ability to exercise every day versus I have to exercise every day. Your mind and your brain is going to visualize you exercising and feeling the feeling of being excited about it, and your brain will go to work on making that happen for you. So the things that we want in affirmations are a visual that we can see. So we're going to actually be there when we're affirming. And you're happy and grateful that you saw your bank account today and it has $1 million in it. And I feel excited about that. Excitedly looking at my bank account. So you feel the feeling, you can visualize the outcome, and that's what an affirmation does. So your brain will then go to work. But you need to read your affirmations for how many days? 30. It may take longer than that because you may skip a day or two. And they find if you skip a day or two, you're back at square one. So it's really, it's really one of those things that you kind of got to get into the habit of doing. So we're going to go through the guidelines for writing affirmations and then some tips on continuing them. So the guidelines. Start with the words I am or we are. So I am traveling to Greece, right? So you're going to be there. I think that's what your mind can see and can visualize you being there, right? You can look at it from your eyes. Use the present tense. Describe what you want as if you already have it. So I'm excitedly looking out over the blue ocean as I stand on the Greek Isle. Now when you see the picture, I'm making, and I'm there. So I'm making the picture. And you don't want to make it, like I'm going to the Greek islands, because the law of attraction says what? I'm not there. I'm always going to be going to the Greek islands. And that's where we'll show up. I'm going. So then your brain just doesn't go to work on that. Well, I'm going to go there one day. That's kind of what you're saying to yourself versus I'm there. So there's an example. I'm getting a red Mercedes versus I'm enjoying driving my red Mercedes. Because can you see yourself in the red Mercedes enjoying driving it versus I'm getting it? I'm going to continue to get it. So just describe it in positive terms. So here's an example of no. I'm getting out of debt. Or yes, I'm happily growing money in my life daily. So again, there's an emotion there. Money's coming my way. I'm not focused on the debt. I'm focused on bringing more money and income into my life. See the difference? And you can visualize that. When I'm doing the more money is coming into my bank account. Be brief. You don't want a paragraph because you're not going to read them. You're not going to take 30 days and read your affirmations. And if you keep them brief, and maybe you've written them down. I know for my affirmations, because I've written them down and I write and I have them by my bedside stand and I'll take them down in the morning. But if I forget to do that, because they're brief enough, I can be riding in a car and go through my affirmations in my head because they're brief enough. Don't make too many of them either. Start small, just like we're going to take 5 action steps. Don't make 20 affirmations. Start with 3 to 5. And then after 30 days, that will start to be part of your habits, and then you can add more. Be specific. Vague affirmations produce vague results. I want a new car. Well, what does that mean? Your brain kind of doesn't know what to work on that. There's all kinds of new cars out there. your brain won't quite tune in, or can you visualize that? Okay, shiny, maybe. But I'm excited to be driving my new Lexus IS 350, right? Now I can see the car, I can visualize it, and it's very specific what my intention is. Remember we talked about clear intention?
What color is it?
It's gold. But
Don't
yes,
get another
put the
silver.
color in there. That is very specific. So include an action word ending with ing. You guys have all of these in your workbook as well. So no, I express myself openly and honestly with exhilaration. Right? Yes, I'm exhilarated expressing myself openly and honestly. When you put that ing, that's a verb, that's more of an action word, and so you can feel yourself doing it in your visualization. Anyone have a question? Gosh, just falling asleep. I know, it's one of those days. Change yourself and not the other person. So many times people will say, I'm happy that my husband is, eating dinner with me every night. Well, you can't change the other person's behavior. You can only change yourself, right? Remember, we can't make other people happy. So here's one. My client is listening to all of my advice. Would you like to have that happen? Change them? No. But I'm calmly and effectively communicating with my client. So you can do these things if you're having a difficult time, with somebody, difficult communicating, put something like that in an affirmation, and you know that you're doing your part to calmly and communicate effectively. And then add something better. So again, we don't want to get stuck with limiting beliefs. Sometimes we're going to write an affirmation and we can accomplish so much more than that. So don't limit yourself. So you could say, I'm enjoying driving my new Lexus IS 350 Gold, or something better. Maybe I end up with a Tesla or something. I mean, don't limit yourself. So too many times we can say, I'm so excited to have $100,000 in my bank account at the end of the year, or something better. Don't limit yourself to $100,000. Maybe we would go to 150, okay? So to make it not limiting. Okay, so we're going to write some affirmations. Sometimes these are kind of hard to do, so we're going to pick your 5 things, and I'm going to give you all, using your guidelines, I'm going to give you all, maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. I'll see kind of how you guys are doing after 10 minutes. And write it in an affirmation, and then we're going to kind of read some of them back to make sure we're doing it correctly. Because if you don't write your affirmation correctly, it's not affirming. It doesn't work. Okay, so it's not a goal. It's an affirmation. So try to visualize yourself with all of those criteria. So I'll give you 10 minutes. We'll see where you guys are in 10 minutes. Take another 2 minutes. Somebody's gonna have to share affirmation right there, so.
We're just sharing.
That was gonna be
No.
Yeah.